give me the next few minutes and I'll grow your telehealth brand by 86%. After auditing over 50 telehealth brands, I found 4 strategies that the strongest brands use to increase patient LTV, improve retention, and get more revenue from the patients they already paid to acquire. It's what the biggest players like Hims, Row, and Weight Watchers are already doing right now. So in this video, I'll break down these 4 strategies and show you how to apply them to your own telehealth brand. Now, let's start with the first one. Now, getting into strategy number 1, turn the quiz into a growth asset. And what is this step about? The quiz should not only qualify patients, it should actually collect the patient psychology that powers abandonment recovery, onboarding, retention marketing, campaigns, and cross-sell logic, and everything in between. And some elements that a quiz that is actually like this growth asset should contain, I'm going to show them below. So starting with commitment slides, which are basically slides that you embed into the quiz to ask questions that aren't necessarily for the diagnosis of the treatment, but increase emotional commitment instead. So you can see what would reaching your goal weight mean for you. Because of my weight, this and this and this applies. Has anyone noticed or commented on your hair loss, etc.? This type of questions actually increase emotional commitment. The sales slides are another part. So these are the slides that are purely for selling the solution and your brand. So you can see from Keeps, for example, our members see results in as little as 6 months. So there's a lot of social proof before and after images. And then there's these educational slides that can be about educating, like 82% of Americans are not the weight they'd like to be, and then database and national representative survey, etc. So these type of social proof and education slides are good examples of the sales slides that I mentioned here. Now, strategy number 2, in 2026, you need to implement retention marketing. And why is that? Because ad costs are rising across the board and you need to be able to stay profitable on the back end. And unless you have your email marketing, your SMS marketing, your app notifications, and other channels that tie into this retention marketing infrastructure optimized, you're not going to be able to compete because you're only competing on the front end, you're not getting the back end retention LTV, and you're going to lose the game over the long run. So you need to implement retention marketing. This is what even the biggest brands have to do, and they usually do it well. So there's Hims example, there's Keeps example, and so on. So you can see all of these big brands are doing this as well. And you should definitely do it yourself. You can take a lot of inspiration. These emails are available in platforms like mill.com, where you can actually find like swipe file of other brands' emails. And then obviously you should look into how does that fit into your brand, your context, your positioning, etc. It's no longer a bonus to do this retention marketing. It's a requirement to be able to compete in the space. Because if you don't have, for example, these key flows, you're gonna bleed a big percentage of your revenue every single day. So there's flows like the pre-questionnaire welcome flow, the nurturing flow for new prospects. Basically, there's cross-sell and upsell flows, there's post-purchase onboarding and expectation setting flows, there's questionnaire abandonment flows, and then there's cancellation and win-back flows for those patients who already cancelled that you are trying to get data from and win them back. For questionnaire abandonment, you can see an example here of like a plain text email where you're basically handling the objections, you're kind of signing this email as somebody from the brand sending it, and then you're linking back to the unique recovery link that takes them back to the questionnaire in the exact spot where they dropped off from. A well-optimized quiz abandonment flow, for example, usually leads to about 5 to 10% of conversions from abandoned leads. So those are all leads that you would be completely missing if you didn't have this recovery structure in place and this recovery infrastructure automated in place. So then how do you get started? Well, first of all, we have a bunch of videos on our YouTube channel. You can, find the first one from here, and then you can go browse the channel, or you can just have us do all of this for you as full service as the experts in the telehealth retention marketing. And if you want to do that, you can click the first link in the description to book your free lifecycle audit, where we go through your setup and we figure out whether we would be fit to work together. So strategy number 3, you need to implement the telehealth review ecosystem. So how does this kind of flywheel work here? You're acquiring customer, the customer gives you a review, the review turns into an ad, and then the ad gets more customers, and this flywheel keeps working, and you can keep leveraging it as far as it goes. And how does this flywheel work? So again, first you need to get more reviews from your existing customers and patients. So here's an example of an email from one of our clients where we're asking them to give Trustpilot reviews to us. And then we are offering this kind of incentive for those people who actually give the review. Now, when we get these reviews from here, this becomes fuel for ads. So we can turn these reviews into ads and into social proof for landing pages. We can quote them in the ads and the creatives. And then most importantly, we can also collect UGC from the most warmest and most loyal customers and turn them into video testimonial ads like Effective has been doing really well. Now, strategy number 4 is that first impressions matter. And the journey usually starts before the patient even gets the product if the starting point of the first couple of days after order is not optimized properly. And you don't want to make this mistake because it's going to cost you a lot. So bad onboarding, unclear expectations, Slow follow-up and confusion in the first 24 to 48 hours can quietly create cancellations before the treatment even begins. And the best way to improve this is pretty much just a simple email flow, a post-purchase flow that is meant to onboard the customer, is meant to set the expectations properly, and this basically triggers after the first order is placed. It educates on how to get the best results from the treatment. It includes obviously different kind of resources like tips, FAQs, appointment reminders, quiz, guides, and different kind of assets. It highlights other patients' success stories as inspiration, like, hey, here's somebody who you're aspiring to be. They used to be at your point, but now they're here, and thus you can also achieve that. So this kind of empowering patient success story content. And then this flow itself, in general, is the longest and most important flow for retention in telehealth. And this flow for some of our clients runs for months, even the whole year, with regular automated customer support check-ins, offering proactive help that keeps patients satisfied. And you can see here just a random example from Effecti. Let's set you up for success. You can download your tracking charts. There's some expert tips. There's time tracker, weight tracking chart, some recipes that you can use that are GLP friendly, etc. So this is the kind of example of what this flow can contain. And if you build it well, that's your biggest leverage on the lifecycle marketing side to increase retention for your telehealth brand. Now, if you want more of these weekly insights on the industry and in retention in general, then click the link below here to check out our newsletter to Retention RX, where I'm posting every Wednesday about the industry, where it's heading, and how can you actually keep your patients for longer, make them happier, and utilize them to get even more patients to your brand. So check it out, and I'll see you in there.